An artificial intelligence startup out of China has U.S. big tech in a little bit of a panic. It's called DeepSeek. In fact, on Wall Street, tech stocks took a tumble.
DeepSeek's popularity has upended the view that the U.S. has an unsurpassable lead when it comes to advanced technologies.
The stock market opened today with a dramatic shock. The tech-heavy Nasdaq plunged nearly 3%, marking one of its worst days in years. The cause? A sudden, unexpected player in the AI field, DeepSeek, a small Chinese startup that few had heard of until now. DeepSeek's AI model, R1, has emerged as a direct competitor to the established giants like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft. And the best part? This model, which has already made waves on the App Store, was developed for a mere $5.6 million. Compare that to the billion-dollar investments of major US tech companies, and it's clear why the AI world is in panic. The launch of DeepSeek R1 has thrown the US-led AI arms race into chaos, and experts are now questioning whether the high stakes and massive spending by American companies are truly necessary. In just a few days, DeepSeek has not only challenged the AI market, but has begun to shake the very foundations of US tech dominance. DeepSeek's sudden rise. DeepSeek, a little-known Chinese startup, has quickly become a massive disruptor in the AI world. Just over a year old, the company has developed the R1 model, an AI system that rivals OpenAI's cutting-edge GPT technology. What's truly remarkable is that DeepSeek managed to achieve this feat with a fraction of the investment typically required to create AI models of this scale. While OpenAI's GPT-3, for instance, cost over $100 million to train, DeepSeek claims to have developed R1 for just $5.6 million. This revelation has shaken the tech industry, with investors questioning the massive budgets that US companies have poured into their AI projects. DeepSeek's unexpected success highlights the power of algorithmic efficiency over brute force computing power. Instead of relying on massive data centers, DeepSeek has created an AI model that can be run with minimal infrastructure, making it significantly cheaper to operate. This has implications far beyond just DeepSeek's R1 model. It suggests that AI could be entering an era where smaller, more efficient models could replace the costly, large-scale models currently dominating the industry. The immediate reaction from the market has been one of panic, as stock prices for US tech giants like Nvidia, Meta, and Microsoft took a hit. How did a small Chinese startup manage to pull this off? And what does this mean for the future of AI development? The most shocking aspect of DeepSeek's rise is how quickly it happened. Just days after its model was released, DeepSeek vaulted to the top of Apple's App Store, surpassing ChatGPT as the most downloaded app. It's not just a win for DeepSeek, it's a statement that the AI arms race is no longer exclusively in the hands of American tech giants. For investors and companies that have sunk billions into AI, this unexpected shift has led to serious doubts about the necessity of these massive investments. Could DeepSeek's model be a wake-up call for the US tech industry? Many have begun to question if the billions of dollars spent by US companies are even needed anymore. Is it possible to develop cutting-edge AI with a much smaller budget and more efficient algorithms? The fact that DeepSeek has managed to do it for so little is forcing a re-evaluation of the current model of AI development, which has been heavily reliant on vast amounts of computing power and funding. But what's truly at stake here is not just the financial implications, but also the geopolitical ramifications. Is this the moment when China pulls ahead in the AI race? Is DeepSeek really the future of AI, or is it just a fluke? The tech world is divided, and the answers are coming faster than anyone could have anticipated. The secret sauce that stunned the AI world. DeepSeek's breakthrough lies not just in its ability to create a competitive AI model, but in how it was done. While US companies like OpenAI, Google, and Meta have focused on massive data centers filled with expensive GPUs to power their AI models, DeepSeek has taken a different approach, one that prioritizes algorithmic efficiency. By focusing on optimizing their models to run on lighter hardware, DeepSeek's R1 can be downloaded and operated on a regular laptop, a far cry from the millions of dollars in infrastructure that US companies rely on. The result is a game-changing model that performs at a similar level to OpenAI's GPT-3, but with a dramatically lower cost. This approach raises serious questions about the future of AI development. For years, The AI industry has been dominated by the notion that building the most powerful, resource-heavy systems was the only way to achieve true intelligence. But DeepSeek's R1 model suggests otherwise. With only $5.6 million spent and a little over 2 months of training, DeepSeek has proven that efficiency and smart algorithm design can produce results on par with the biggest AI players in the world. If this is the future of AI, what does it mean for the multi-billion-dollar investments being poured into massive AI infrastructure projects? The efficiency of DeepSeek's model also presents a new era of competition. Instead of relying on brute force computing power, AI development could shift toward maximizing the use of existing resources, making it far more accessible and affordable. This could dramatically alter the balance of power in the AI race, especially as other countries, like China, start to close the gap with the US. While the US tech giants have dominated the AI space for years, DeepSeek's efficiency could potentially level the playing field, allowing smaller companies and countries with fewer resources to develop their own AI models without the massive financial burden. At the heart of DeepSeek's algorithmic efficiency lies its ability to reduce computational costs significantly. Traditionally, training AI models required massive server farms filled with expensive GPUs and millions of dollars in electricity. But with R1, DeepSeek has demonstrated that it's possible to achieve similar results with far less infrastructure. The model is so efficient that it can even run on consumer-grade hardware, which could drastically reduce the cost of AI applications for businesses and consumers alike. This has sent ripples through the tech industry, as companies that have relied on heavy infrastructure investments begin to question whether they've been overspending on a flawed approach. Could this new approach from DeepSeek redefine the entire AI industry? The future of AI development may not be about who has the most resources, but who can master the art of efficiency. Is DeepSeek's model the future? The AI world is no stranger to surprises, but few could have predicted the meteoric rise of DeepSeek and its R1 model. For years, tech giants like OpenAI, Google, and Meta have led the AI arms race, pouring billions of dollars into developing cutting-edge models. These companies have made headlines with their massive AI infrastructures, including state-of-the-art data centers and thousands of GPUs. But the sudden emergence of DeepSeek has forced the industry to reconsider what's possible in AI development. With a budget of just $5.6 million, DeepSeek has not only built a competitive model, but has done so in a fraction of the time and cost it took established players. As analysts and industry leaders process this breakthrough, many are left questioning the assumptions that have underpinned the AI boom. Could it be that the AI race isn't about spending hundreds of billions on resources and infrastructure? DeepSeek's rapid rise challenges the very foundations of the US-led AI arms race, and it has sent ripples throughout the tech sector. If DeepSeek can develop an AI model with minimal resources, what does this mean for the future of tech giants that have spent billions on their own AI systems? DeepSeek's open-source model has sparked widespread debate on whether the traditional methods of AI development are truly the best path forward. The model is not only affordable to train, but it's also lightweight enough to be run on standard laptops, making it accessible to a broader audience. This accessibility changes everything for the tech industry. Instead of relying on massive servers and cloud-based infrastructure, smaller companies and independent developers can now experiment with state-of-the-art AI without needing huge financial backing. It also creates a level playing field, where innovation isn't limited to the biggest players in the market. The AI industry could now be shaped by smaller firms with smarter, more efficient algorithms, rather than just the companies with the deepest pockets. This efficiency and accessibility have led to a surge in interest from both developers and investors. DeepSeek's R1 model has already surpassed ChatGPT as the most downloaded app on the Apple App Store, and the market is taking notice. Investors are scrambling to understand the implications of this model, as it seems to defy everything the AI sector has believed about the relationship between cost, infrastructure, and performance. The industry has spent years pouring money into the idea that bigger is better in AI, but DeepSeek has proven that efficiency might be the key to unlocking the next wave of innovation. However, The most shocking part of all this is how little we know about how DeepSeek managed to achieve this feat. Despite the transparency of their research, many questions remain about how they've optimized their algorithms and achieved such high levels of performance on a budget. There's speculation that DeepSeek has cracked the code to algorithmic efficiency, but until we have full access to their methods, it's hard to say for sure. What's clear is that the competition has just become far more intense, and the US tech giants are going to have to rethink their strategies if they want to stay ahead of the curve. As DeepSeek's model revolutionizes the AI landscape, the question arises, can the US giants adapt quickly enough, or is this the beginning of a global AI power shift? Is DeepSeek's AI model a threat to US tech dominance? The emergence of DeepSeek's AI model has not only disrupted the tech industry, but also ignited a geopolitical firestorm. As a Chinese startup, DeepSeek's rise has raised alarm bells in Washington and Silicon Valley alike. The US has long dominated the AI space, with American companies leading the way in both research and infrastructure. But the rapid success of DeepSeek's open-source, low-cost AI model challenges this dominance and raises questions about the future of global AI competition. Could this be a sign of China's increasing influence in a field that has been largely controlled by the US? The political implications of DeepSeek's success are significant. The AI race is not just about technological advancement, it's also about power, influence, and control over the next frontier of innovation. If China is able to develop competitive AI models at a fraction of the cost that US companies have been spending, it could have profound effects on the global balance of power. With the rise of DeepSeek, the US is faced with the possibility that its traditional approach to AI development, massive infrastructure spending and reliance on expensive hardware, might not be the winning strategy. This presents a challenge for both American policymakers and tech leaders who have banked on the US's lead in AI. DeepSeek's success also forces a re-evaluation of China's role in the global tech ecosystem. While the US has long accused China of unfair practices in the tech space, the rise of DeepSeek as a legitimate player in the AI arms race signals a new chapter in the geopolitical struggle for tech supremacy. The fact that a Chinese company can develop a competitive AI model with minimal resources is a wake-up call to the US about the changing dynamics of the tech world. It raises important questions about how the US will respond to this challenge and whether it can continue to maintain its leadership in AI without over-relying on outdated models of development. For investors and global markets, DeepSeek's rise also presents new challenges. While some are thrilled by the potential of an open-source, low-cost AI model, others are deeply concerned about the implications for the US tech sector. If DeepSeek continues to develop at its current pace, it could threaten the dominance of American companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft, all of which have built their businesses on the back of massive investments in AI infrastructure. With DeepSeek's model, the AI landscape could shift in ways that no one could have anticipated. The sudden emergence of this new competitor has created uncertainty, and the US is now faced with a difficult question. How do they respond to a threat that didn't come from a traditional competitor, but from a small Chinese startup? As the geopolitical stakes rise, will DeepSeek's success change the global power structure of AI? Or will the US reclaim its dominance in time to prevent a technological shift? The secrets behind the $5.6 million AI model. When DeepSeek announced that it had developed its R1 AI model for just $5.6 million, the tech world was stunned. For years, the conventional wisdom in the AI industry was that creating competitive, state-of-the-art AI models required massive infrastructure, data centers full of GPUs, and billions of dollars in investment. But DeepSeek's ability to create a model on a fraction of that budget is challenging everything the industry thought it knew about AI development. How did they do it? The answer lies in a combination of algorithmic efficiency, clever resource management, and strategic choices that have allowed DeepSeek to punch far above its weight. One of the key factors behind DeepSeek's success is its focus on algorithmic efficiency. Unlike many of the biggest AI players who rely on massive computational resources to power their models, DeepSeek has focused on optimizing the algorithms themselves to run more efficiently. This has allowed them to use far fewer resources while achieving comparable or even superior performance. The result is a highly efficient AI model that can be run on standard consumer-grade hardware. something that was previously unthinkable for such advanced systems. DeepSeek's approach represents a fundamental shift in the way AI models are developed, and it's forcing the industry to rethink the traditional reliance on big data centers and expensive hardware. Another key factor is DeepSeek's decision to open source their model. By making their AI system available to the public under an MIT license, DeepSeek has opened the doors for developers, businesses, and researchers to experiment with and improve upon their work. This transparency has not only allowed DeepSeek to gain a massive following, but has also encouraged others to replicate and build on their model. In doing so, DeepSeek has created an ecosystem of collaboration that could lead to even faster advancements in AI, something that was previously reserved for the largest players in the field. DeepSeek's strategy also speaks to the power of lean innovation. While US companies like Meta and Microsoft have poured billions of dollars into their AI infrastructure, DeepSeek has demonstrated that it's possible to achieve similar or better results with far fewer resources. This approach challenges the assumption that big budgets and massive infrastructure are the key to AI success. DeepSeek's rise is a testament to the power of smart engineering, focused innovation, and a willingness to experiment with new approaches to development. But there's still one lingering question. Is DeepSeek's model the future of AI, or is it a fluke? Only time will tell. Could DeepSeek's breakthrough be the spark that ignites a new era of efficient AI, or will the world soon discover that their success was just a one-time fluke? DeepSeek's versus US tech giants. As DeepSeek's R1 model rises to prominence, it has triggered a seismic shift in the global AI arms race. Historically, companies like OpenAI, Google, and Meta have dominated the field, investing billions into cutting-edge AI models and infrastructure. But now, DeepSeek, a small Chinese startup, has thrown a wrench into this seemingly unbreakable cycle of large investments and immense resource consumption. The question everyone is asking: can DeepSeek's model truly compete with the heavyweights of the AI industry? And what does this mean for US tech companies? For years, American companies have seen themselves as the undisputed leaders in AI. The massive spending on infrastructure, GPUs, and research was seen as a necessary investment to maintain dominance in this rapidly evolving field. But DeepSeek's sudden emergence with an affordable, efficient, and open-source AI model is challenging that notion. DeepSeek's ability to create a competitive model for just $5.6 million and with far fewer resources than the industry's titans is forcing US companies to reevaluate their own strategies. Will this put pressure on tech giants to reconsider their massive AI budgets? And will it spark a wave of innovation and efficiency across the industry? The rise of DeepSeek could also force companies like OpenAI, Meta, and Google to rethink their business models. With DeepSeek's model, AI is now becoming more accessible to smaller developers and companies who may have previously been shut out due to the high cost of AI infrastructure. This democratization of AI could disrupt the existing market, as smaller players may be able to innovate at a faster pace and introduce alternative solutions that rival those of the big companies. It's no longer just about having the biggest budget, it's about having the smartest approach to developing and deploying AI. The bigger companies now find themselves at a crossroads, as they must decide whether to adapt to this new reality or continue down their current paths. DeepSeek's rise also comes at a crucial moment for the US tech industry, as the country struggles with the implications of China's growing influence in the tech sector. While some analysts have dismissed DeepSeek's success as a fluke or a temporary disruption, others see it as a clear challenge to the US's long-held position as the leader in technological innovation. With the increasing capabilities of Chinese companies, the AI arms race could become a global struggle for dominance, with significant geopolitical implications. The rise of DeepSeek has ignited a sense of urgency within the US tech sector to innovate faster and more efficiently, lest they fall behind in the race to dominate the future of AI. This new competition in AI has caused a great deal of anxiety in Silicon Valley, where companies are now facing an existential question. Is the US still the undisputed leader in AI innovation, or is it time for a new wave of challengers to take the lead? The next few months could be pivotal in determining the future trajectory of AI, as the industry watches closely to see how US companies react to this sudden disruption from a small Chinese startup. Will they embrace the challenge and adapt, or will they continue to push for the same massive infrastructure spending that has dominated the field for so long? With DeepSeek's rise, the global AI arms race is heating up. Will US tech giants adapt, or will they be left behind as smaller players take the lead? Is DeepSeek's model sustainable? The remarkable success of DeepSeek's R1 model, which was developed for just $5.6 million, has left many experts questioning whether such a feat is sustainable. While the low cost of development and operation has undoubtedly caught the attention of the tech world, the question remains: can DeepSeek maintain this level of efficiency and competitiveness in the long term? Despite the excitement surrounding the launch of their AI model, the sustainability of DeepSeek's approach is still under scrutiny. One of the main factors contributing to the low cost of DeepSeek's model is its focus on algorithmic efficiency. By optimizing the underlying algorithms, DeepSeek has been able to achieve high performance with far fewer resources compared to traditional methods used by larger companies. This has allowed them to train and run the model at a fraction of the cost, and it's something the AI community has been eager to replicate. But the real question is, can this level of efficiency be maintained as the model continues to scale? As more developers and companies adopt DeepSeek's model, the demand for computational resources could increase, potentially driving up costs. This could be a critical turning point for DeepSeek as they navigate the balance between maintaining low costs and scaling up their operations. Another challenge that DeepSeek faces is the limited support infrastructure. Unlike the larger AI companies, which have massive teams, data centers, and years of experience, DeepSeek is still a small startup. The question of whether they can continue to provide reliable support and scale their services to meet the growing demand remains unanswered. While DeepSeek has proven that a small team can create a competitive model on a limited budget, the operational complexities of supporting a global user base could test their capabilities. Will they be able to provide the necessary support and resources to keep up with the growing interest in their product? There's also the question of competition. As the AI industry becomes more crowded, DeepSeek will have to constantly innovate to stay ahead. The large players like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft have vast resources and deep pockets, allowing them to invest heavily in research and development. While DeepSeek's breakthrough has shaken up the industry, it's not impossible that these giants will find ways to adapt and develop their own efficient models that match or surpass DeepSeek's approach. In other words, while DeepSeek has made a significant impact, the industry is still in the early stages of an arms race, and the future is uncertain. Despite these challenges, DeepSeek's success has undoubtedly changed the way we think about AI development. Their ability to create an efficient, open-source AI model at such a low cost has sent shockwaves through the industry, forcing even the largest players to rethink their strategies. The future of DeepSeek's model may be uncertain, but one thing is clear: the AI landscape has been forever altered, and it will be exciting to see how this small startup continues to shape the future of AI. Will DeepSeek's AI revolution be sustainable, or is the $5.6 million breakthrough just the beginning of a bigger challenge ahead? The game changer, or the end of proprietary models. DeepSeek's decision to open source its R1 model has raised many eyebrows, not only because of the technology itself, but also because it challenges the very foundation of proprietary AI development. For years, AI companies have relied on closed-source models to maintain competitive advantages, protect intellectual property, and generate revenue. But DeepSeek's open-source approach has flipped this model on its head. By releasing their AI model under an MIT license, DeepSeek has made it possible for anyone, developers, researchers, and even competitors, to access, modify, and build upon their work. This has the potential to radically change the landscape of AI development. Open source has long been a powerful tool in the world of software development, allowing for collaboration, innovation, and the democratization of technology. However, in the world of AI, the stakes are higher. AI models, particularly large language models like DeepSeek's, are incredibly valuable and are often considered proprietary assets. By open sourcing their model, DeepSeek is challenging the established norms of intellectual property in the AI industry. The question many are asking is, what does this mean for the future of proprietary models? On the one hand, open source AI has the potential to democratize access to powerful tools and level the playing field for smaller companies and developers. By making DeepSeek's model freely available, it opens up new possibilities for innovation that might not have been possible under a proprietary model. Smaller startups, universities, and independent researchers can now experiment with cutting-edge AI technology without the need for massive funding or infrastructure. This could lead to a surge of new AI applications and advancements that were previously out of reach for those without the financial resources to invest in expensive proprietary models. On the other hand, open-source AI also presents risks. The ability to freely access, modify, and deploy powerful AI models could lead to unintended consequences. Without proper safeguards, open-source models could be used for malicious purposes, such as misinformation, cyber attacks, or other harmful applications. Additionally, the open-source model could undermine the business model of AI companies that rely on proprietary technology to generate revenue. With DeepSeek's R1 model, the question arises, how will traditional AI companies, who have invested billions into proprietary models, respond to the growing trend of open-source AI? Despite these challenges, DeepSeek's open-source approach is a game-changer that could define the future of AI. As the industry continues to evolve, it will be interesting to see how other companies respond. Will they follow DeepSeek's lead and embrace open-source development? Or will they double down on their proprietary models to maintain control over the AI landscape? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the AI industry will never be the same again. Could open-source AI be the future? Or will it mark the end of proprietary models and the traditional business model of tech giants? China's growing influence in AI. As DeepSeek's meteoric rise continues, the geopolitical implications are becoming more pronounced. China, a country that has long been viewed with suspicion in the tech space, is now rapidly emerging as a dominant force in the AI arms race. DeepSeek's success has sent shockwaves not only through the tech industry, but also through political circles around the world. The question on everyone's mind is whether China's newfound prowess in AI could shift the balance of global power, and what this means for the US and its allies. For years, the US has maintained its position as the leader in technology, bolstered by companies like Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI. However, DeepSeek's breakthrough highlights the growing capabilities of Chinese startups, which have historically operated under the radar of Western tech giants. With DeepSeek's R1 model, China has proven that it can develop cutting-edge AI at a fraction of the cost of its competitors. This, in turn, is prompting fears that the US could lose its competitive edge in the global AI race, and by extension, its technological leadership. The implications for national security and global competitiveness are significant. AI is no longer just a tool for technological advancement. It is quickly becoming a central component in geopolitical strategy. With DeepSeek's affordable and efficient model, China has the potential to outpace the US in AI development, leading to increased tensions between the two superpowers. In a world where AI is poised to shape everything from defense systems to economic policy, the question arises, can the US maintain its technological dominance, or will China's innovative AI solutions push the West to the back foot? DeepSeek's rise also forces a broader conversation about the role of government in tech innovation. As the US has historically relied on private sector companies to lead the charge in AI, China's state-supported approach has allowed its companies to flourish under government-backed incentives. This model raises questions about the effectiveness of private sector-driven innovation in the West, particularly as the US finds itself facing an increasingly powerful competitor in the AI space. Will the US government need to intervene and provide more substantial support for American AI companies to ensure the country remains competitive? The growing influence of China in the AI sector, highlighted by DeepSeek's breakthrough, marks a pivotal moment in the AI race. While DeepSeek's success has been hailed as a triumph of algorithmic efficiency, it also serves as a stark reminder of the shifting tides in global technology leadership. As AI continues to evolve, the world will be watching closely to see how these geopolitical dynamics unfold, and whether the US can retain its technological supremacy in the face of a rising Chinese competitor. As DeepSeek rises, will China become the new global leader in AI, or will the US fight back to maintain its dominance in the tech arms race? The arrival of DeepSeek and its groundbreaking $5.6 million AI model has sent shockwaves through the AI industry, challenging the giants of the tech world and raising questions about the future of AI development. With the rise of more efficient, accessible, and affordable AI, the landscape is shifting faster than anyone could have anticipated. The implications for tech companies, governments, and even our daily lives are immense. As we watch the battle between algorithmic efficiency and brute force computation unfold, one thing is certain: we are witnessing the dawn of a new era in AI. What do you think? Will DeepSeek change the course of AI forever, or is it just a temporary disruption? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.